Allow the children
It's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you lie down, yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. Man of the masses, yeah, yeah. My ego don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. My ego la wa mo la mo do. My ego diary, my Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làwọn tó jódodo. Mayegun diary na ibi nọ́mbà one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Mayegun diary na ibi nọ́mbà one. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary na ibi nọ́mbà one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary na ibi nọ́mbà one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary na ibi nọ́mbà one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun diary na ibi nọ́mbà one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary na ibi nọ́mbà one. Mayegun diary politico. Mayegun diary na ibi nọ́mbà one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun diary na ibi nọ́mbà one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun diary na ibi nọ́mbà one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary na ibi nọ́mbà one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Máyégún ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Máyégún ti dé.
Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Máyégún máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn lájú.
Máyégún.
Hello there. So good morning to you again. So good afternoon to you. And a very good evening to you as well from wherever you are joining us. It is Mayegun Live, the prime time. And you know what to do. Please, after reading the caption of the broadcast, kindly read the description of the broadcast as well. Then like it, share it. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them that, ask them to join us for a few minutes and see if they won't stay for the rest of the hours. So thank you so much for joining me. And tonight I have, put together as usual, right? Different happenings across Nigeria in the last, 24 hours. So we are currently dealing with the abduction and as well as the assault on Omoyele Sowore, who is currently being detained illegally by the Nigerian police IG, right? And in the midst of the preparation of the APC, according to one of their men, who said, in northern Nigeria, they would tell their people to reject Peter Obi because Peter Obi bragged that he brought a brewery to Anambra State as their governor, and they wouldn't want a president that is going to import alcohol to Nigeria. So he's been in that northern Nigeria in the last 24 hours, where it seems like they are yet to tell them about the alcohol money and the alcohol president or something. So it's been here and there for his usual philanthropy or so, right? So he gave 25 million naira to two science related colleges in Bauchi. So I've got a few things and what he said there. It's in that Bauchi that he told newsmen that fighting corruption is not hard. He said, as long as the person who wants to fight the corruption himself is not corrupt, then fighting corruption is not that hard. Also tonight, we have a former spokesperson of the Nigerian Army who just told the world why, rehabilitating repentant terrorists wasn't a bad idea. I believe this came to be under, the Bukwari, when he secretly put in place a program called Operation Safe Corridor, where, according to them, repentant terrorists would go through the process of rehabilitation and whatever. So, while this has been in operation for more than 9 years, the scale, or should I say the tempo of the terrorism in Nigeria has not only increased, it has become like a pandemic that has now enveloped the entire country. So rather than for them to sit back and look into this policy of rehabilitating repentant terrorists, they are doubling down. So I'll show you that this evening as well. A community in Kwara currently has become deserted because the Fulani terrorists that struck there a few days ago have told them that they are coming back. And indeed, the entire town has been emptied. And guess what? It's not that they were evacuated, though. They evacuated themselves from their own, from their land. I'll show you that as well. So I think we should just get started with that, all right? So first, let us go to Bauchi, where Peter Obi has been showing his generosity to them in that part of the country. And what did he say there? The reason why you're actually going to be watching this, okay? What did he tell them? So the first part was when he met with, you know, with the school children, or should I say with the students. Let's use students, you know, here. I think we should start from when he met with their governor. Then he went to go and see, went to those schools and all that, right? Right, let's start with that. Himself meeting with Bala Mohammed in Bauchi.
When we're talking, the oppositions have to work together. We find out that in the different parties today, a party in government don't want democracy to function the way it functions. I said it and I maintain categorically that if I have opportunity of serving this country, every party will function properly as a political party. I will ensure they function properly. By having parties the way parties should be, parties are supposed to be bigger than the elected people. That's what it is. I've seen here where they say president is the leader of the party. No, I disagree. I wouldn't have it if I have the opportunity. I want the party to be bigger than the president so that we can build orderliness. I want the party to be bigger than governor so that we can have orderliness. So we can subject ourselves to that. That's what it should be. Because parties will outlive us. Look at the ANC in South Africa. Has outlived Mandela, Mbeki, Zuma. I will outlive. But here, everybody destroys the house that is living. We want to build what is sustainable for our children. So for me, I believe that right now, we are going through difficulties in all the parties. So what we're trying to do is to navigate where we'll come together and resolve to do the right thing for the future of our children.
My name is Paul, already the Sun newspaper. My first question goes to the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, and my second question will go to the our governor here. The first question, sir, you contested in the 2023 presidential elections, and you have shown interest in 2027. And then, what new strategies or alliance are you, putting in place to ensure that you have a different outcome in 2027? Thank you, sir.
If I tell you that, then the plan will fail.
My next question is for His Excellency, sir. This is the second time that the well-respected Peter Obi is coming to Bauchi State. There are speculations, this is also time for speculation. We want to know, sir, are there any kind of plan by two of you to be in the same boat as the 2027 election is coming?
We said it now. I have already said we want him to be in PDP. So there are plans, there are desires, strategies, but certainly he has answered you. All the opposition parties must come together. And so definitely the question has been answered before you ask. We want to make sure that there is a coming together in alliances by parties that are in the opposition, so that we can present a common front. And of course, he's one of the outstanding leaders of the opposition parties, and definitely having him here is a very big delight. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Still, my questions to
When we're talking, the oppositions have to work together.
So that was in with Bala. And of course, seeing them together, you can possibly put together one or two, conspiracies or speculations. I'm not interested in that tonight. Okay. So now let's go and see what he told the students when he met with them, and then also, gave them checks. So here was when he walked in, into a supposed classroom, and it was welcome, shared, and all of that stuff. Then he also addressed them outside one place that looks like an uncompleted building. So what did he say? Let's start with this one.
Don't do our own politics. Do politics of compassion. Politics of trying to serve society. That's what we want to achieve. Thank you for having us. Speaker, what a speaker. What we're going to do, when we do, maybe what I'm going to do, I'm going to take pictures. So when I take pictures, when we hand over our little contribution, we want to see the students. The reason why we do that is that we're not just going to, I've been here now, I see you're working. So that means we're going to come back. And we are going to come back. We want to Bauchi. This place is not completed. And these children cannot go to school. They are not completed buildings.
Yes, sir.
So we need to fix it.
Yes, sir.
All about them. They are Malikiya. So while I take the people here, you have a student union leader? Yes. Okay, so students will line up here where you're going to take the students. While I take the students, they're ready for that day and they're going to take the
Yes.
okay, thank you.
Wow, wow, wow.
So that was him. And majority of those who have been paying attention to Obi, apart from those who will tell you that he's wasting his time, he's not going anywhere, he will never be president and the rest of that. But if you pay attention very well, the more reason why they are worried about him is that the more he has young people on his side, the more dangerous Obi himself will become to the establishment. And I've said this before. This whole thing may never lead him to becoming your your president or something. But his move, his action can actually end Tinubu's reign as your president. And that is something that is, that's something that I want to start calling your attention to. Because sometimes when you look at why are they so desperate, what is it about him that makes them so paranoid? The guy is practicing what they called retail politics. Retail politics means he's actually meeting the potential people that will say, oh, I want to go and vote for him. And what that means again is that it continues to deplete the potency of them giving money to people during your charade elections and all of that. Because when you have more and more and more young people who have that mindset of they don't want your money, they want good government, and they will pose much threat in areas that there's a chance that one, Tinubu and his people, they have data that is telling them that what Obi is doing, right? The reason why it is a threat is that if he ended up radicalizing millions more young people, who majority of them, according to their data, will become, 18 before your 2023. Now, if that number should go and grow enough, right? Well, like I said, two options for them. One, if he continues like this, without them doing everything, right, to demarket him, to say, so if that failed to work, the next stage is, how are they going to be able to actually pay as many people as possible to cover any other rigging they want to do? Because they need to still pay some people to be able to perpetuate their rigging. Now, with what this guy is doing, the traditional politicians who only just call leaders from everywhere and say, the leader of Katangura district, the leader of Kano, Zungeru region, thought that they will call all of them into a place and give them money. And everybody will go back and just go and do what they tell them to do with the INEC and all that. So his own style of politics is so powerful, so strong, enough that it could stop Tinubu from being your president. And you know what that means? It simply means that if this Obi, for any reason, like he's already told his supporters, what they did in 2023, they won't do it again in 2027. And people laughed. Here is what makes him dangerous. If Obi closes his eyes and just decided to just say they are going for the broke and order is obedient to the streets, it's over. A typical Ronuku will tell you nothing will happen. But guess what? No one inside their asshole rock will confidently say nothing will happen. Let him try it and all that stuff. That's what makes him dangerous. Because singularly, I don't know about others, so singularly, Peter Obi can pull out over 10 million people onto the street of Nigeria. But many believe that because he is also partly part of the establishment. In a way, there is no way the establishment will think without himself Obi paying a high cost too. So he's just trying to be balanced in between. And that is why it won't be like Showore, a radical activist that can, if he has such a number, such following, such kind of like a, religiously dedicated supporters. People like Tinubu and co would have either sit right or they would have run away from Nigeria. So again, like I said, Obi himself, if you pay attention to what, his own change of character, right now is now more confrontational. He's no longer playing the normal nicety and all that anymore when he's talking about Tinubu and his gang. So that makes him dangerous. Although that danger that he is like a dragon that knows that he's a dragon. And all it takes is for him to be pissed. Once they pissed him off, he can burn everybody down. While those who feel so powerful, for instance, who feel so powerful enough to say, oh yeah, we saw how it grew. We saw how this, you became this big, well, you are not that big to us. You can do anything. And the stuffs like that. So they are hoping that he would never see himself as that dragon that could burn everybody down. Do you get that now? So Peter Obi and his retail politics of meeting the people directly where, you know, an ordinary politician won't go to. He has perfected that so much that if they do mistakes, say, okay, they count everybody one by one, it will trash all of these guys combined. Now, maybe rightly or wrongly, for some of you who believes that he doesn't deserve it, to some of you who think he's not smart enough, well, rightly or wrongly, he has the strongest cult followership right now. And that wasn't something overnight. It's called retail politics. Here is what that looks like when he met with his students. He was talking to them directly. Yeah? Here. The first part.
Today, we know that the number one measure of success of any nation is health. And you can't measure health without thinking of the human infrastructure that drives health. And if you talk about that human infrastructure, and the foundation is nothing. You're very important. The nurse is more important than the doctor. You know, the nurse knows the patient. The nurse knows the patient. The nurse is everything. And it's not predicted that in 2030, the world will be shortage of nurses. So the leader of the modern force shall thank you, Prophet, for what you are doing here. I thank the government of Bauchi because I know there is similar things. We need to help. We need to support what you are doing. What you are doing is for the society. And for those of us, it is not politics. I go to about 60, 70 nursing schools annually to support them. Because I know the critical role you play in the issue of health today, and it is important that we do the right thing. So we build a better country where people will be healthy, because health is wealth. So thank you. I will do one request because they are the ones. If you get there, so I will take a picture with them. Pray. Malikiya.
Neyo. I don't. It won't burn anything down, but come on. Don't pretend that you don't understand what I meant by the way what I described. I said those who are somehow obsessed with him, as you can very much see in Kolu and his camp, his appointees. Or maybe if you want to pretend that that's not a thing, that's fine. But the obsession they have for him, right, is pretty much like to do everything as much as possible, right? So keep underrating him, like say every other, as much as possible to try to erase all that happened in your 2023 charade. So when they started, right, there were some of you who confidently said it was just a noise. And I remember on Mayegun's Diary Political, some of you actually still testified to that. There was Mayegun that actually got you to start paying attention, that it was going to be a serious thing. But today, some of you have probably forgotten that you are back to your default mode. Is that just done said? Nothing go happen, just another. The only thing that didn't happen in 2023 was that they didn't know how to confront the rogues that cheated them. They didn't know. But guess what? Tifnumbu and his gang will be lucky again if they haven't learned any lesson as well. So don't ever say that nothing will happen. I kind of watched some of you say that, like nothing will happen. It's just noise. You underrated them so much that some people actually became irregular, what do they call it, regular guests on Nigerian TV, analyzing that on the social media. There's no polling unit on social media. There's nothing you didn't say. The Jordan you said, you know, it will respect Obi for forever, for the rest of his life, if Peter Obi can score up to 1 million votes. So why are you all pretending? Like, why are you all back to that default mode again? Like nothing. The only thing that didn't happen in 2023 was that they didn't go out there and be like the Boko Haram supporters. 4 people tweeting in a room ended up causing so much confusion that 260 billion naira budgeted for INEC, for your IREF, your this, your that. They automatically gone into madness, like they had to shut it down, disgrace themselves, and stood by that. Why are you pretending? Now everybody is back to their default mode again. This will be state. They can never be 7 months to your charade election, 7 months without giving any shishi to anybody. But today you are back. Tifnubu is a strategist. No. Tifnubu needed people to remain divided. It's an old politics, but what you guys are not paying attention to, and I'm calling your attention to it now, is to watch what this guy is doing, because that is what the supposed establishment, that is what they are watching. It's okay if you feel like nothing, of course, maybe nothing. But if they could shake the entire establishment and still shaking it till now. And what are they using? Their phones and their data. That's what they're using. So you don't sit down there and say, well, nothing. They are just making noise. Now you don't do that again, Baba. Don't be so dismissive like that. That is typical of the Ronukus. They don't think, they don't reason. They just, they're like one-way traffic. People just dismiss. Don't just dismiss. Don't be so pedestrian, like so final, you know, because that's why they are doing everything right now. They're calling him a liar. They are calling him different names. You would think he's the oppressed idiot, the way they speak about him or talk about him every day. So why are you pretending about that? The reason why that is what it is because for the first time, it was the guy who demystified the old order. So Tifnubu and his gang, they know. Now, what this simply means is that in their all cooked figure, rigged, whatever, the guy is scored he scored over 2 million votes in northern Nigeria. But they've made that look like it's nothing. At least it's not the president today. Tifnubu, of course, Tifnubu is. And I am not saying that his move is enough to probably make him president in a corrupt system. What I am saying is that if you are focusing on this coalition, that way is going to become this or that. The guy is moving in a way that if he stands alone, it will disrupt everything again. And this time around, they are saying that it's not going to be what you witnessed that time. So when they say it, just listen. You don't really even have to agree, but don't be dismissive like somebody who can't think. You should be able to think, reason, even if you have your biases, all right? Like reason. So that you won't turn around later and be like, how did that happen? Anyway, it is called retail politicking. He does it by himself. He's not paying people to help him do it. He's not trying to hire anybody to do anything for him. He's always going to... You don't understand what that means, right? He's living that, that physical encounter, that experience with ordinary people that you may not be able to convince all of them with money. Because how did he get the millions they allocated to him? Did he pay them money? He didn't pay them money. You know he didn't pay them money. In fact, they said he lost most of his supposed votes because they couldn't pay they couldn't hire enough polling unit agents. Anyway, don't shall forget. The reason why I will keep encouraging them is this. I want them to get stronger and stronger and stronger. And then Tifnubu and his gang will do we will attempt what they normally do. Then I will now watch and say, you're going to let this one go again? And then we see how it will end. Maybe then you can then have context to you will not go burn anything down. Maybe then, if he now comes out again and say, hey, we are going to go to court. Say, this guy is a joker. Please don't underrate them. Don't. The establishment is not underrating them. And yourself, that invest so much of your time, hour on Mayegun's diary political. Don't underrate anybody. Come on. Anyway, here is the other part. I think this is where he now gave them his, he went to a place and guess something. Another thing about him, he's not giving people money as a gift. You see all this money that you are seeing him give all these places. He will go to their school. Meanwhile, prior to that, they've already told him about what they needed in their school. It's not an accident. It's not like impromptu. It's not like, oh, I'll give you 20 million. Oh, I'll give you 10 million. No. Most of the time, they've already told him. In fact, most of the time, the schools are those who are writing to him to come to their school. So when he gets to those schools, right, he will go to the project they are doing, and then he will say, okay, I'll give you 20 million. And according to him, his intention is to make sure that more people are encouraged to come and support that same people, that school, the same way he's been there. He said he's using his presence to probably attract other supposed rich Nigerians to go and invest in education, go to these places, support them. You will be surprised you'll be surprised with how much 10 million can do in those places. That's what he said. And I think that's what happened in that Islamic nursing school, rather. The other part.
Suleiman. Hey, Commander.
Let's save our time, because that's what that was all about. Presentation of checks and having a chat with some of those guys around him there and all that. So Kwam1 has issued an apology, by the way. After all that happened, he has now admitted and he said he's taking responsibility for that disgraceful behavior of his. However, he rejects the allegation that he was carrying alcohol in his flask. He said it was just water and all that. And now going a viral video of his and his apology.
Good afternoon, gentlemen and ladies of the press here present. My name is Olasukomi Inde Marshall, also known as K1 the Ultimate. I am here to make clarification of the incident that happened on the 5th of August 2025 at Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport local wing while about to board aircraft from Abuja to Lagos. The incident is highly regrettable because I have contributed the better part of my life in the past 50 years to the growth and development of Nigeria, my country, art and culture, both in and out of the country. I've been a good ambassador of this great nation, in and out, in very many ways. Somebody like me should not be found in such incidents. I accept responsibility and appealing to Mr. President, the country, the Honorable Minister for Aviation, the FAAN, the NCAA, and my fans across the globe to please pardon my behavior. Number one, I passed through 2 checkposts and the content of my cup was screened. Need to say I have any content in the cup. Until I got to the lounge while awaiting the boarding of the aircraft, I pour water in it because of my health situation. I need to be sipping water because I'm dehydrated, as recommended by doctor to me. Like I said, I take full responsibility of all incidents. Once again, I seek forgiveness from Mr. President, the Commander-in-Chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who is also my father and father of the nation, the Honorable Minister for Aviation, the pilot, the airline staff, passengers, and above all, my fans across the globe, my family, for the incident. My love for the country is unshakable. I am still the darling ambassador of our nation, and I'll continue to carry the banner of this great country everywhere all my life. Thank you once again.
ọ̀rọ̀ tó sọ yìí ọ̀ ń ṣeré ní àbọ̀ ń ṣiyè ọ̀rọ̀ tó sọ yìí ọ̀ ń ṣeré ní àbọ̀ ń ṣiyè ọ̀rọ̀ tó sọ yìí ọ̀ ń ṣeré ní àbọ̀ ń ṣiyè.
So they had to edit their part. God knows how many times they had to do the cut and join. Apologize to Mr. President. Yeah?
ọ̀rọ̀ tó sọ yìí ọ̀ ń ṣeré ní àbọ̀ ń ṣiyè.
That was him when he first wrote this lengthy disclaimer where he said, they said the pilots, they've apologized to him. And at the same time, the airline offered him a private jet to fly him to Lagos. So now they've called him. Maybe they've called him from the Asshole Rock and say, no, that thing is not good though. Go and do an apology video and post it like that. We'll take care of the rest. It will blow over. Anyway, Kwam1, good luck with that. Okay. I'm talking about good luck. I don't know if I should call this a luck or not. For the terrorists, it may be a luck. And sometimes they say luck and destiny kind of have similarity for those who are very special or so in that field. Nigerians have been bleeding. It was because the Boko Haram then, they were slaughtering Nigerians, and then they said they were taking territories. So that was what brought APC, because it was like, when did Nigeria turn to this? How did Nigeria get to this? If not, if they don't kick out, good luck, Jolantan. Nigeria will sink, oh, Nigeria will die, oh, Nigeria will, yada. Ladies and gentlemen, 10 years after that, hundreds of thousands of Nigerians have been killed by these terrorists, while millions have been displaced on a steady. But we still have some animals in human skins that goes on TV to explain to people why it wasn't a bad idea to rehabilitate repentant terrorists. And I'm like, what value is that going to add to your own national security if you have released over 300,000 repentant terrorists, and you've, according to them, they have, rehabilitated over 100,000. I'm like, didn't they leave any intel? Did they not give any intel about how they were trained, where they were trained? Those who were supplying them weapons and, information that could help neutralize these 100,000 fighters repented and cost the country hundreds of billions of naira with no single intel to dislodge the terrorists and reduce the terrorism in Nigeria. I have never seen anything like that or heard anything like that in my life, except in that contraption. Operation Safe Corridor. Let the terrorists go if they can swear by the Holy Quran that they won't do it again. How can a government run a policy in counter-terrorism on that? Say, just hold the Quran. Okay, what if I want to hold the Bible? Would you still let me go? No. They even had to take Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's Bible away from him for demanding for a referendum. They took his, his medical access. They took that away from him. They took his family visit away from him. They took his his right to practice his own religion, his faith. They took that away from him. Or a government, that same government is running a policy. The policy where terrorists who have slaughtered, killed, raped, destroy things, lives, we just hold the Quran and say, I won't do it again. And that's it. Go to the rehabilitation camp. Here is a former spokesperson for the Nigerian Army speaking on the matter.
Now, this issue has become a matter of great discuss and opposing opinions as well, considering the fact that many are still not very settled on the idea that any Boko Haram member, former or not, should be reintegrated into society, especially as a result of the damage done. Whereas with some other people, there is belief that maybe this could be a way to salvage the insecurity situation in Nigeria. Before we begin to even talk about whether or not this Operation Safe Corridor works, where do you stand on the rehabilitation of former Boko Haram members into society?
Yeah, good afternoon, and thank you for having me on the program. And I can understand the concern by, Nigerians, especially well-meaning Nigerians, about this kind of initiative. But what I want you to understand is that we have to look at the circumstances that brought about some of these people being, in the Boko Haram terrorists or insurgent groups, so to speak. You know, some of them were, you know, conscripted, some of them were forced. If you could recall, way back at the onset of it, the village, you know, they attack villages and communities. They cut away valuables as well as able-bodied men and women, and they subject them to so many things. Some of them, they were made to fight, some were foot soldiers, and so on. Some of them were performing menial duties against their wills and all the rest. So when you look at it from that perspective, that it is not everybody that subscribed to, you know, the religious belief of the Boko Haram or the ideology, so to speak. They were there against their will. So due to concerted effort and, of course, appeal, they were made to understand that really there is life beyond the Boko Haram insurgency, and some of them decided to voluntarily lay down their arms or to come back. I mean, or to come out. I could remember way back, I was even in the service in Burma and all the rest. Hence, that brought about the initiative of the Operation Safe Corridor that is, you know, being carried out. And so far, about 3,200 have passed through the program, and with less than 1% recidivism, you know, of the activities. And that goes a long way to speak volume about the success or otherwise of the program. However, just like any other thing, I think the impediment is that there is a communication gap. Communication gap in the sense that when you are confronted with security challenge of this magnitude, kinetic approach alone cannot solve the problem. Therefore, you have to have a combination of the carrot and stick. And part of this combination is what we are witnessing with the Operation Safe Corridor. Now, if you look at it, insurgency everywhere and terrorism, conflicts generally, hardly you resolve them, you know, through, you know, forceful means. Sometimes we end up at a negotiating table and all the rest of them. And we are having a unique way in the sense that in Nigeria we have an unprecedented number of these fighters that decided to renounce violence and voluntarily lay down their arms. And in fact, a part of the international convention, you cannot do, you know, you cannot harm them. So, but I can understand the need for justice and all the rest. Hence, you know, this process. So you should distinguish between those that are really hardcore, you know, those that believe in the ideology of Boko Haram, and those that were conscripted. And those that were conscripted are those people that are undergoing this program thus far. And it's a rigorous program that it is not just the military, it's a combination of so many other stakeholders being brought on board as, you know, medicals, development experts, clergies, and so on. And there are procedures and, of course, buy-in from the communities and what have you. And now they have even gone away, you know, a way further, apart from integration and all the rest. But after integration, what next? Because some of them, they were unemployed. Some of them, they were having their own trades and all the rest of them. And I can understand even now the international tropical agriculture is coming in the country. Rep is coming to see how best they can also enhance their agricultural skill and all the rest. So it's a welcome development. However, a lot needs to be done in the sense that there is need to conscientize Nigerian society about the, you know, the benefits of, you know, that kind of program, because you cannot kill or
ẹni òfò ni ẹ ṣòfò láyé ẹ tún sí lálìkìyàmọ ẹ̀yin rádaràda wọ̀nyí. ẹni òfò.
You heard the Olori Brukuman. Anyway, the news that just came in now is that, you know, Omoyele Sowore has now been released by the illegal police IG, just as we are on this program. So I'll give you more on that after this, okay? Did you hear that? That's what they are doing on national TV, toasting people to normalize it. You know, some of these people, they were kidnapped. They were made to fight and kill by the terrorists. Who decided and who determined that? A court, a panel of a judicial panel of inquiry, psychologists. Who did that? And why is it not working? Why is it that it hasn't worked? And who is also tracking the repentant terrorist? Nobody. But it's on TV that they should go and conscientize Nigerians. That is, they should try and convince you that it's a good idea. You see, don't you see all these people that are killing you and kidnapping you? They are not, some of them, it's not for their intention. Or how did you know that? Because they've pleaded their case in a way that when Bokwari was there, it was to industrialize the terrorism business in Nigeria. And they did. Not only that did they make their people poorer in northern Nigeria, they made other Nigerians from the southern part of Nigeria poorer too, when tens, hundreds of millions and billions of naira were taken from them as ransoms. In 8 years, the people moved from Boko Haram to Boko Haram ISWAP, ISWAP 1, ISWAP 2, Lakurawa, then Fulani terrorists, all joined in a year. And Nigeria was being, the Nigerians were being bled of over 100 billion naira annually. It became a multi-billion-dollar business now. That or more. Ransom. State governments were paying ransom. State governors were doing promo. Yeah, they were doing promo. It was okay. Jangebe boys kidnapped. How many are they? 215. Okay, 215. Then the next thing, the terrorists will say, our ransom is 500 million naira for all of them. Then the state government will begin negotiation and all that. They will release money to the terrorists. The terrorists will release the children. They will buy the new clothes for the children. All that exercise, the state have lost over 2 billion. They will say it's for security, national security. They will now tell others to emulate that governor, because the way he handled that security is very, very excellent. And the Kaduna governors, they do that one most. It's very good. Before you know it, Kaduna, Zamfara, where else again? And they will quickly make clothes for the children. And you'll be like, they always have this standby tailor inside the Aso Rock that can make hundreds of clothing, uniform, within hours. But would you ever believe that somebody will go on national TV to try to convince Nigerians that it was actually a good idea to rehabilitate terrorists who haven't actually been put through the trial, that will help the state to understand their mind, how it works, and every other thing. The data that you will have to use to crush them. How did you manage to have over 300,000 repentant terrorists? And none of them could give an intel at all on how to end the terrorism. Let that Mugu finish.
Coward, because under normal circumstances, especially in the northern part, among the Muslims, anytime somebody says Salaam Alaikum, of course you are obliged to assist and support him. But this time around, you have to look at him or her twice. Just to tell you, so a lot of damage has been done. And so that it is understandable. And so there is so much need that need to be done to, communicate. Yeah.
Yeah, permit me to interject at this point in time for the brevity of time. But
all right,
some would say that what you're postulating is against the principles of justice, equity, and good conscience. Yeah. Because when you look at the fabric of our society and the laws that do govern us, be it the penal or the criminal code, there is a Latin maxim that says ignoratum non excusat. That means the ignorance of the law is not an excuse for you not to be punished by the law. And aiding and abetting is also a massive crime under law. So if you say that because these people were victims or they were victims of situation, we've had people who have also been victims of situation face the full wrath of the law. If we make excuses for them, then we should make excuses for everyone probably who has been a victim of situations. regardless of their complicity in any crime. What do you make of this?
Well, you see, we are saying almost the same thing. Before you interjected, I was talking about, communication gap, the issue for justice and all the rest. And if you are going to talk about that, you look at the extant legislations about, the Anti-Terrorism Acts and all the rest of them. When you look at it, at the same time, you also look at this peculiar circumstances. Now, for crying out loud, this one you have just said, if, for instance, any one of the Chibok girls that have been abducted over decades now is, rescued or voluntarily decide to come out, for instance. So do you talk about justice in respect of such people?
But if she picks up an arm,
exactly.
if she picks up an arm,
it's a different situation.
If she picks up an arm and is part of the process,
so what?
Does that exonerate her from the crimes against humanity?
And aside from that, we're talking about Boko Haram terrorists that carried arms. We're not talking about girls who were abducted from their classrooms here.
I'm coming, please. If only you will listen the way I listen to you, we will come to that aspect. Now, I just use that as an example. And I happen to, be among those people who fought against the insurgency. I was there for a year, 2014, 2015, and I know what happened when Burma fell and so many other places, the circumstances. And in any case, there is nothing religious about it. People were conscripted, people were forced. You may not believe it, and I will tell you this. And the people who recaptured Burma from Boko Haram, they will tell you when they were there. The central mosque in front of the Shehu of Burma's mosque, palace, what did they see in that mosque? It was Boko Haram that was there, but I can rest assure you they saw condom and so many other things. So it is not religious. People were high in drugs, doing all sorts of things because they have the power of the gun. They conscripted people, forced them into so many things, inhuman things. So basically now somebody has an opportunity to come out and said with utmost sincerity that he had not been associated, he had been there against his will. Now what do? Do you kill the person? Yes, you have to, and you have to, verify his claim and all this, and those are the processes. And what I was saying is that a lot is being done, and unfortunately, it is not being communicated properly. Okay. So that is what I'm saying. And of course, when you are involved, now I'm coming. It may surprise you that there are even African countries that are coming to study the model that we are having. And these are the kind of things that we should put out there. And of course, like I said, no system is perfect.
I agree.
There is need for buy-in of people so that they will understand, so that the issue of justice, I wholeheartedly...
Nuisance Lelewi.
As soon as they talk, they won't answer you because the guy knew what he's doing. Justice for everyone means first. You see, when they had that, 100 days Rwanda war? No, I won't use that. I'm going to go and use that of Liberia. Charles Taylor, right? Charles Taylor and his own rebel group, they were accused of, whenever they ransacked a village, attacked any community, and killed all the men, women, or take some of the women hostage, they will keep the young boys alive, and then they will turn them to child soldier. Do you know when the process of when that guerrilla warfare and the end of Charles Taylor came? Most of those boy soldiers then, they were grown. Majority of them, they were tried for the crime they committed. It was after, which means majority of their victims, they saw them. They saw those who killed their parents, those who killed their children, those who, killed their husband, killed their wives. They saw all of them in handcuffs, in chains, on trial. And every one of them gave account of their role. Documented, name, fingerprint, everything. And when it is time to say, okay, these ones are like, they were captured as child soldiers. So the judge had to kind of like apply or consider that while he was sentencing them. That is what you should do to terrorists. Yeah, they were this or that, blah, blah, blah. Fine. But how do you know? Somebody just came out and said, oh, I was kidnapped. I didn't go there. Fine. How did you know? And you just believe him. Say they should go and communicate it to people. To go and communicate what? To go and tell people that it's okay. It's normal. And the madman is trying to tell us that some people are trying to learn that method from them. It never worked in Nigeria. So who gave you the confidence that another country in the world want to learn that your strategy? This is the kind of delusion we're talking about. It never worked. If you ask them right now that, okay, you know what? Can you present the data of all the repentant terrorists, their names, their ages, date of birth, where they are right now? Where did you release them to? Nobody can provide or produce anything. Nothing. But they will go on TV and, yeah, let me tell you, like this clown. I don't know who sent this one to go and meet Rufai. Eh?
What should we do to your party? You will tell us that later. Second point, Mr. Bakay. You also said that when President Tinubu got in, inflation was over 40%, right?
Yes.
Where did you get that data from?
Well, it's a data that is already in the news media. It's in the news. It's not a hidden. It's a public document. You know, Google it. You'll find it. That was the case then. But like we speak,
Mr. Yes. Bakay, inflation rate in Nigeria.
Yes.
Was 22.41% in May 2023.
We already established.
No, I'm talking about 2020. I'm talking about 2022. I mean, currently, it's 22.22%, which is reasonable.
No, wait. You said when President Tinubu came in, inflation was 40%. Inflation was 20%. Prior to President Tinubu coming in.
No,
you said when President Tinubu came in, inflation was 40%. Inflation was 22.41%.
Okay, maybe
then it went up to over 30%. Then inflation did not really come down. No. What they did was that they changed the way, the parameters, the base at which they calculated inflation, and there was a drop in the number because they changed the parameter. So those are the facts on ground. Dr. Abati, over to you.
You know, we established that you are a pro-Tinubu person.
Yes.
So in war, everything is fair as in love. So anything you say to support President Tinubu, we see it from that prism. At least I see it from that prism. However, what do you think of the president's chances in 2027? Now,
that clown. Now somebody papao. But that fury that he exhibited on Arise today, if the guy no fool for the rest of this year, he don't fool enough. Like he won't lack any fooling for the rest of the year. And some said maybe, hang on, okay, you know they had the digital media. My can't be like say the people after their digital media summit. It can't be like all these alakbere people with the park all together, say they go to sell tifnumbu. Let's say they don't give them very tough job. Oh. The job is very hard. Somehow. Yeah. Because I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago. So all over the place, it was about old tweet, old this, old that, old this, and all that about Obi. And then the obedient and the rest of them, they were all over themselves and all that. And because, you know, the obedient are doing their own for free. And there are so many. The Ronukus are not doing it for free. They're not doing it because, because of God. So so it is either you give me something now or you promise me what you are going to give to me. That's why a Ronuku is with Tifnumbu. Do you get that now? So if the money is not forthcoming, a Ronuku will ignore anything. If you like, or if all of you like, Mokuna stone Tifnumbu when you see him, a Ronuku will look away. But if you see a Ronuku that is still doing it, you will see. That's how you get to that. Majority of those with Tifnumbu, you have to buy them over. These were people who have called him thief. They've called him drug baron, drug dealer. They've called him names. But today they are telling everybody that Tifnumbu is, So, to them, as long as, when you see, for example, if you see anybody that looks so horrible, let me show you a picture. Don't go anywhere. So if you see any of them that looks like this on social media, and you are wondering, like, Benny, sorry, give me a sec. I should have put it up before now. Well, something about me. Sometimes when I just randomly say things and I'm like, oh, I wanted to show that. I need to give you the picture so that you can have a context. So they went for the Digital Media Summit. Sorry about that. So they went for Digital Media Summit in Abuja. So when you see some of them that look so hungry, like this guy, and you are wondering, Baba, what did they worry you? Like, what did they give you? So far, no, the tire uni. Those ones are the type that are looking forward to maybe they will call them, because every time they, what do you call it? Every time you see them everywhere with empty stomach, borrowed data, defending Tifnumbu, then they will go to the pages of some of their influencers. When they want to post anything, Jagaban for life, you will see them under the post on Facebook or anywhere. You see them and say, hey, Jagaban forever. We they support Jagaban. Nobody they give us anything, or we are just supporting Jagaban because we love Jagaban. I'll send my account. Please check your DM. Check your DM. Those ones are waiting for when they will remember them. And that digital summit, they actually remember some of them. Like this bro. You get it now. This one is also one of their digital media. So, and there are many like this. They look like this. I'm not trying to body shame him more. About, do you need another textbook definition of poverty? The guy knows Siko. There's a picture of him before Tifnumbu. Now, between 2 years of Tifnumbu, the guy turned to this. According to people who are digging themselves up on social media. Now, take a look at his face, right? There are like tens of thousands of them on social media, and they cut across from all tribes, all ethnic, everywhere. So you will see them on social media defending Tifnumbu. They're not doing it for free. They're waiting for the day they will call them and say, why not you try? DM me, DM me, DM me, DM you. Say, DM me, send me a DM. So somebody, Papa, went on TV to fool himself. He said, why do you think the North is going to respond to Tifnumbu? His answer.
Nigeria. There are a lot the president has done. Look at the Amajiri schools all over in the North. About 101 Amajiri schools, have been established in the North. Look at the learning centers. About 120 learning centers have been established in all the senatorial zones of northern Nigeria. The president has done a whole lot.
I'm move past you. You know I'm reach me guy. I swear to God that talk I'm move past you. I'm move past you again. I'm move past you. Ask anybody. See, you go argue this thing, but I swear to God I'm move past you. You don't see how they move before. Me again. I'm move past you. I'm move past you. You know.
And somebody Papa Bedato. So they now said, is that what they taught them at their DJ summit inside the Aso Rock when Rat cooked rice and chicken? They gave them Wi-Fi. And of course, the room was pretty much like air-conditioned, cold. that one of them went on Twitter and said, AC popping. No, hang on. Wi-Fi popping. Jollof rice steaming. And then one more thing. There's another one. Jollof rice steaming, Wi-Fi popping, and AC healing in us old rock. After they left, that northern sun melted part of whatever is left in their medulla oblongata, and they went on TV to go and tell everybody that Tifnubu has built Almajiri school in the north. Abba, somebody, Papa, for where? 101 Almajiri. You pay the right price, Baba. Even when they lie about you, sorry, when they lie for you, you go fear. Say Jesus, you know, I can't lie. Where you go tell, where devil go say Jesus. Over 101, over 120. He was just pulling numbers from his, you know, bomb crack, I think. And he expected it to fly. Somebody would say, if he was on NTA, another person would say, okay, where is that 101? I say, it's in Bauchi. We have one in Kano. We have another one in Kaduna. We have another. I say, where? I'm on where they going to. And yet, they all claim that they want the contraption to work. Doing our best, Mr. President, is Mr. Come on, man. You know, this community will be so grateful if indeed Tifnubu is doing something. In Kwara, the Fulani terrorists invaded the village, killed those they could kill, took whatever they could take, and then they told them they were coming back. And take a look at that Kwara state in Yoruba land, you know, the Yoruba land part of Kwara state. Take a look at this.
No single man being there. No single man being.
Hello. Okay,
Boarding the village. And the houses here, they are not lazy.
No single man being there.
Not a single human being. It was cited in the entire community. I'm so sorry, I cannot miss the part of the name. I'll get that for you. So I told you earlier that Mayele Shore is up, but again, I think we should take a look at that quickly. I had some other, supporting sort of piece on the free Omoyele Shore's advocacy. So I'm going to just drop them, save time. But here, Omoyele Shore, after it was released by the Nigeria police.
Sir, sorry about your hand, sir.
Alright guys, so we're going back to work.
Aluta continues.
Their father's father.
You don't get who they fear for the full country.
Yes, despite their hand, their papa.
Yes, now.
Despite their hand, we are going on.
We're going back to work, man. Okay. So we'll talk to you guys very much later in the evening after I'm seeing APC doctor now. But I want to thank our great lawyers, as you can see now. I thank my brother here. I'm the older brother, by the way. You guys know I came very well. He has not slept since I left. And thank you, Mr. Thank you so much for great legal firework. All you guys out there, Black Boy. Very good to all of you. The revolution has just started.
Yes, sir.
Yes, there's not anybody can do that. And Nigeria whose time
How rich?
So, we'll be talking to you much later because I have to check the hands. Once in a while, they have to try us. We see whether we are still the people we say we are. So when they try it and it doesn't work, then they capitulate. All right. So thank you, everybody. You know, today I'm going to give them a bit of a break. Atiku, thank you. I heard you issue a statement. Peter Obi, thank you. Deji, man, I don't know where you are. Everybody was talking about the Deji very dark man, Babaye, Juwon, take it back guys. Oh, Mama P, yes. I've never met you, even though I've heard a lot about you in Abuja. I hope to meet you one of these days. I saw Wise Man in Lagos, Jamil, everybody that's seeking, yeah, you know, A3, and the crew that came all the way from Lagos. I think they came here for a purpose and found this and joined them. And I have to also especially thank all those retired policemen that I saw today. They melted my heart. We are together until the exit CPS, and all our police friends. We have already created a police movement, so they will hear from them very soon. So they will hear. But there's no time to take time, man. Revolution now.
So that was after his release. Now he can, you know, tend to his health and care for the broken arm as well, you know. So yeah, every soldier preparing for tomorrow's fight can sheath their swords now, Abi, until another time. Yesterday, it was reported that about 11 passengers were kidnapped on their way to Abuja while they got to Kogi, and they got taken from a public, transport. And this was the aftermath.
That was rushed into the victim. So this mass, I don't know where they are from, but I want to interview the driver. Driver, sorry, I beg. Sorry, we want to know where you load from. The part you load from.
I loaded from Onitsha.
Okay.
Going to Abuja.
Okay.
So now
kidnappers come attack you.
Come attack us.
And please, we want to know how many passengers do you load from the park?
Another full load, full bus.
Full bus.
16 passengers.
Okay.
So I want to check. Let me know how much. How many passengers are not there?
Okay.
Let me confirm.
Okay. So, all right, no problem. While you are checking, We have to interview you well so that the people that have that have their own people inside your bus will post the distance so that they will see. So initially, I don't think see them. So initially, how many passengers do you load? Is it 16?
16 passengers.
16 passengers. Okay. How many remain here?
I don't know now.
Okay, you are inside the motor. You see all those children? They are inside the car.
Kogi East, we are in big mess. Kidnapper Day Road. Kidnapper Day Road. Along with you. So I don't care what stop. When I don't cross no. Kidnapper.
That was rushed into the victim.
I don't know, a lot of you may think the driver's nonchalant attitude makes him a suspect, but it could be trauma. It could still be shaking, and somebody is putting a camera on his face, asking him questions. So he may not actually really be in that frame, like he didn't want to get angry to show it to him, and at the same time disinterested. So I don't want us to kind of like jump into conclusion, but people were taken. Yeah, people were kidnapped, taken until the driver, pushed the bus, or should I say, drove the bus to the spot you found it there, right? That wasn't the spot where they were kidnapped. It was probably like the spots he was able to drive to after, Now they have no idea. Similarly, in Zamfara, it was also reported that in Zamfara, just yesterday, the Fulani terrorists struck. They kidnapped about 11 people as well. Yeah. And for more than 11, it was like, they are currently looking for 9 police officers. Because I think that's how they kind of messed the figure up, okay? So the terrorists, they took 11 residents. And it is said that 4 were rescued. I don't even understand the word rescue anymore. Because it is only in Nigeria that the Nigerian security agents will tell you that they rescue people. But they didn't make any arrest. Like, how do you rescue them then from their captors? Did you just go in there and just say something like that? I don't know, like just to the captives that, hey, because how do you rescue people from their captors and the captors are not dead or arrested? Only in Nigeria. Sorry, I don't know if something got into my. So they said they rescued 4, meaning 7 residents, civilian missing, and then 9 soldiers. They won't even tell us their names. They won't even admit that they have taken their soldiers. Currently in Zamfara, when they are already pushing the story that they are in peace talk with Bello Turiji. Have you read about that? They are in peace talk with Bello Turiji, that notorious Fulani terrorist. Yeah. That Bello Turiji is now saying he is not the one who took soldiers, he's not the one who took villagers, that they just want to use that to destroy the peace deal he's currently having with the government. How could you give terrorists? How? Like, who in their right minds will actually say we are giving terrorists deal? It's only in that contraption. So now 9 soldiers are missing. And possibly they are going to actually see their corpses in the next couple of days. We have seen that before. And yeah, talking about refugees. You know, we've been talking about the refugees, should I say the internally displaced Nigerians done by the Fulani terrorists, the Boko Haram terrorists, Lakurawa, and other terrorists across Nigeria. But Benue State is one state that has recorded this man. So yesterday, their governor decided to honor one of the Super Falcons players with 50 million naira. Odega, what's that lady's name? So, and that has got people talking like, Sifnubu has already given them 100,000. Say you guys, people were talking that. Benue, when did Alia make any form of a commitment up to 50 million naira to the IDP people in Benue State, the internally displaced people who got displaced in their own state from their own different communities in their own state by the terrorists are getting so, I mean, you know, like abandoned, so to say. I remember was the last time their governor went there and said, okay, but we're making a commitment of 50 million to, so that got people talking. And this was the announcement that got them talking. So the player will get 50 million naira, and she will also get a 3-bedroom flat given to her by her state governor. Just like some of them have been given stuff by their own state governors as well, right? But this one got people talking. Director Scott.
Shining example of what to allow them, guide them, and they are being coached. Tomorrow we shall all go to the national and come back to the state here to celebrate them for the state. Want all of us to encourage our young ladies to do sports. Sports happens to be in the DNA of Benue State. I mean every word of that. Granted that our home team, the Louis Football Club, is somewhat down, but I continue. Thank you of the sum of 10 million. Name a very big street in the town here after give you a token of 50. And we will also give you, in the heartland of Makurdi City, a 3-bedroom God bless Benue Sports. God bless my entire Benue State. Shining example of what to allow them, guide them, and
Alia, the Benue governor. So Mo Oliver, have you heard? Yeah, that Pastor Adeboye of Redeem is going to die on a Sunday after, the church service. This is not our business, so we just want to leave it in the diary, just for future reference. I'm not asking you to begin to question our God here, okay? Oh, quite interesting, okay? So he told his church today that, one day he's going to come to church. He's going to hold a service, and that will be his last. Because after that, he's going to die. But he's not specific. Just give people that, okay. So every Sunday now, everybody will need to be checking on Babaji. Here you get everybody. Say, am I going to hear from Babaji? I say, no. The last time I heard from him was 2 weeks ago. Say, okay. I'll ask another person.
If you are sick and you will pray the way I'm going to ask you to pray, you will get your healing back tonight. If you are healthy and you pray the way I'm going to ask you to pray, you may never be sick again. I know people who have asked, if you are never sick again, how are you going to die? Who told you you have to be sick to die? When your day comes, you just sleep and go. I'm sure I've told you how I will go, if the Lord tarries. Go to church. It's going to be on Sunday. I can tell you that. So how do you know? Leave that out of the question. I will go to church, have a wonderful service, come back home, eat pounded yam, and go. Let me hear somebody say loud and clear, I will never be sick again. You won't need a car to travel. You won't need an aeroplane to travel. You will just say, I want to go to London. And you'll be in London. Whether you believe it or not, the time is coming when you won't need a car to travel. You won't need an aeroplane to travel. You will just say, I want to go to London. And you'll be in London. Whether you believe it or not.
Did I hear you? Amen. Whether you believe it or not, it doesn't matter. But that's kind of like, like dubious, like it's deceitful. Like somebody will say, oh, the time is coming, you go to London and you won't need a car, you won't need a plane. Whether you believe it or not. Now, if you do not go to London and go to America without the plane, they will say it's because you don't have belief. So person know if you win them, you know if you win them. So don't even try. Don't get closer. That is why they said that religion is something that don't try to understand it. You just follow it. Here you get now, because if you're trying to probe it and question it, you're likely going to think you are, people who practice religion are just stupid and foolish people. So they say, don't ask, just. And then other people will say, but it's only foolish people that doesn't ask. I say, but just don't ask about this one. So if the miracle doesn't happen, it's because you don't have faith. You don't have faith. You don't believe. Your belief is not strong. And they say, but Baba Gio said that whether I believe it or not, then no. That's not how it works. You can't win them, so don't try. Just like these guys who came to paste what is believed to be a warning sticker. Lagos, so let's go to Lagos. As I landed in Lagos, I had to take cover. When I started hearing, pa, 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 Lori BRT, kí ló dé?
BRT enforcement, no yìnbọn here. They are shooting people. Now they see BRT enforcement. Now they see them. Sharing one. Now they see them because of BRT enforcement. Look at the people. Look at the set of people. Look at them.
You get? They see the land for Jota. You say, they say, well, who they shoot? They say, nah, BRT enforcement officer. BRT enforcement case. Cross the road, enter another place, another fight. Kilo day, what happened? Okay, here is the story. Some people are called task force in Lagos. They walk straight to a supermarket. And then they pasted something on the wall, which was like a warning. So you put it and you leave. Then the next thing they said, they wanted to go into the supermarket. No, you can't go in. This is about a parking lot around the supermarket. So if you have any warning or anything at all, it's just around the the parking lot. So why do you want to go into the supermarket that you're asking for the manager? So they insisted that they should bring the manager out of the supermarket. They want to talk to him. It was around that time I got there. Boy, blue near. Faint. 3 people fainted. Not fainted like almost, but we had to revive them with water. No joke. Inside Lagos.
I'm highly disappointed of Nigerian government because the Nigerian government were highly disappointed in them due to foreseen circumstances. Definitely, I'm one of those people who are proving people should die in coronavirus is more better than people should die in hungers. Hunger kills more than coronavirus because some people are less privileged. Due to foreseen circumstances that I said it, some people are less privileged, which they are based on daily pay, which are not even based on salaries. But our government thinks that the lockdown is the best solution to coronavirus and proving it to an extent and to the levels of alacrity that if someone die in coronavirus, it's more efficient to die in hunger because some people will be at indoor.
God bless you, Jerry, Professor. Around everybody, people are angry and they have bottled up their anger enough that any small thing can trigger anything. Did you see men who are like just punching themselves? Those stacks for everybody. But really, to funny say me, you know where was this part? Did you see this part, guys? Where is that clip? I thought I removed it. Man, I would have hated myself. This part, because it was the guy who, remember that guy who first punched you and I said, "Hey, you're punching me now." You remember that part? That he punched somebody and the guy was like, the task force guy was like, "Hey, you're punching me." Oh. Then he punched the second person. Then as he was about to start fighting, somebody held his hand from behind. Me, I can't remember anybody doing that to anybody. I've never seen. I fought all this kidibu fight when I was younger. Like, I still have some marks in my body. Obviously, I was a fighter. They beat me. I beat some. But this part is really, this technique is really legendary. I didn't see that coming. So I had to cut that part of the video, slowed it down to understand the struggle where man became the face that hour. It was like he used all it. Watch again. Our straight punch, yeah. When I was still younger, right? Somehow, I thought I had to learn how to defend myself. So we started training boxing. Straight punch, nickel punch, and all that straight. Yeah. Now, attack all that stuff. I can't remember that. When I saw that straight punch that came for that black guy, normal, right? Those who were so good with their punch and all of that, back when I was growing up, some people to cover up, when they punch you like that, bam, you go like say your leg off, because your leg will just go kind of like so off ground, like so free. You could just feel so free like that, like bah! So as you dey land like this, if your friends say, "Wait happen, kilo shelembe Roscoe, he just gave you one punch of the ball, Roscoe, kilo happen." I will go no losheni. Because that's how you can defuse. I'm all losheni say, if me blow by mommy say, I don't we blow no lemon. I don't know what happen. I'm gonna ballet there, Misha. So they go lie say all lotion, and that means he used some jars to hit him. Baba punch you. You saw that in that video. Watch it again. Oje, bear, Oma Bale, Bernie. So don't fight. The writing is, please don't just get involved. They were so wrong. They came to paste warning. And if you needed to pass another message, just drop a letter and leave. But because they are bureaus, they are thugs, stout, and all of that, so everything is always violence and all of that. But I don't point everybody. No be how big you are. So you get some people will be say the old flesh, everything don't go. Nothing to, but you see that bone. Buy. Go bless in one lab baseball bat, my lorini. Don't try it. And in this day and time that you don't even know what is wrong with anyone and everyone, do your best to avoid any form of confrontation. But look at that bros. That bros that they had his hand. He was fighting for his life. He was fighting for his life. More. Nigeria is too hard for everybody right now. So people should try to show understandings rather than showing their physical strength. It doesn't really solve anything. So that is where I'm going to draw the curtain this evening. And I'm going to say a big thank you to everyone. Again, thanks for sharing your evening with me. Again, I will see you tomorrow, as always. And until then, remember, please like the broadcast, okay? Like it and share it. That is one thing that does so wonderful magic, where people who possibly didn't receive notifications, you see, you liking and sharing and all of that help push it forward for them to see it. So YouTube algorithm is currently doing me dirty, no joke. All right. And that is why I ask for your supporters. You've always asked me to, Mike, if you need help, just ask. So I'll keep asking. And maybe tomorrow I will tell you the urgency that comes with that request. And hopefully, because I need to actually pay out an extra $1,000 on Monday, and that's going to be a problem. So I'll tell you more about that maybe another time. So thank you for your time. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and thanks to every one of you. Always. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Mayegun dayari political. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. lórí Facebook
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
lórí YouTube
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
wọ́n bàbá gbé wúrẹ́
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
ijó ìgbádìyẹ
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
bí gómìnà kówó jẹ
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
òkúrọ̀ olóṣèlú
Máyégún máa wí.
àní ẹ̀sùn làjú
Máyégún ti dé.
ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì
Máyégún ti dé.
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì
Máyégún ti dé.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì ṣùgbọ́n ẹni bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.